China, a land of contrasts. Ancient traditions clash with modern ambition. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the bustling streets where a culinary revolution is underway. Its name, economic buffet. The price, a mere $2. This is no ordinary eatery. This is a symbol, a promise, a testament to the vision of Xi Jinping himself. Economic buffet is where the masses gather, to eat, to socialize, to revel in the nation's newfound prosperity. Xi Jinping, the architect of modern China, understood. Hunger breeds discontent. He knew that a nation cannot thrive if its people are hungry. The rumblings of empty stomachs can quickly turn into the rumblings of dissent. To maintain harmony and stability, he needed to ensure that the basic needs of the populace were met. A well-fed populace is a happy one. When people have access to good food, they are more likely to be content and productive. They can focus on their work, their families, and their communities, rather than worrying about where their next meal will come from. And so, Economic Buffet was born. This was not just any restaurant chain, it was a symbol of the new China. A place where people from all walks of life could come together to enjoy a meal. It represented the government's commitment to improving the quality of life for its citizens. A chain of eateries stretching from the icy plains of the north to the tropical south. Economic buffet locations sprouted up in cities and towns across the country, each one offering a variety of dishes to suit the local palate. From spicy Sichuan cuisine to the delicate flavors of Cantonese cooking, there was something for everyone. This was no act of charity. The economic buffet was designed to be self-sustaining, a business that could stand on its own 2 feet. It was a model of efficiency and innovation, using the latest technology to keep costs down and quality high. No handout to the impoverished masses. Instead, it was an opportunity for people to enjoy good food at an affordable price. It was a way to bring people together, to create a sense of community and shared purpose. This was a business venture, supported but not controlled by the state. The government provided the initial funding and support, but the day-to-day operations were left to the entrepreneurs and managers who ran the restaurants. This allowed for a level of flexibility and responsiveness that would not have been possible under direct state control. A testament to the wisdom of allowing a touch of capitalism to flourish under the watchful eye of the party. The economic buffet was a success, not just because it provided good food, but because it represented a new way of thinking about the relationship between the state and the market. It showed that it was possible to combine the best elements of socialism and capitalism to create something truly unique and beneficial for the people. Taxes on the chain were kept deliberately low. Profits, though modest, were reinvested. Expansion was rapid. Franchises sprung up in every city, every town, every village. The government understood. Economic buffet was not just about food, it was about stability, about providing opportunity, about demonstrating the party's commitment to the well-being of its people. Now let's be clear, this is not a place for the culinary elite, the faint of heart, the Michelin star chasers. No, this is a different beast altogether. Imagine, if you will, a buffet table laden with the unknown. Dishes that defy description. Textural anomalies, a symphony of smells, some enticing, others less so. Chicken feet, a delicacy for some, lie next to glistening mounds of something unidentifiable. Yet here's the thing, it works. People line up, they pile their plates high, they eat, they laugh, they return for more. $2 buys you not just sustenance, but a sense of community, of belonging, of shared experience. In a nation grappling with the growing pains of progress, economic buffet is a great equalizer. Section 6. From Harbin to Haiku. From the frozen north to the tropical south, economic buffet is ubiquitous. A comforting constant in a nation undergoing rapid change. Step inside any one of these establishments and you'll find a microcosm of Chinese society. Workers on their lunch break rubbing shoulders with retirees enjoying a leisurely afternoon meal. Students cramming for exams next to families celebrating a birthday. Section 7. A seed of doubt. But whispers travel fast. Even in the age of the Great Firewall, some truths are too potent to be contained. And so it was with a young man, let's call him Li, that a seed of doubt was sown.
Li, a student of journalism, had heard the rumors. Whispers of food poisoning, of substandard ingredients, of a system designed to keep the masses quiet and complacent. He knew he had to see for himself.
Section 8. The Midnight Flight. In the dead of night, when the world was asleep, a lone airplane ascended into the dark sky, its engines roaring against the silence. This was no ordinary flight. It was a journey shrouded in secrecy and danger. Armed with a hidden 4K camera, Lee embarked on a perilous mission. His heart pounded with a mix of fear and determination. Every step he took was calculated, every move meticulously planned. The crowded places he navigated were both his cover and his greatest threat. He traveled from city to city, documenting the reality behind the economic buffet facade. The questionable hygiene, the recycled food. Each city revealed a new layer of deception, a new level of neglect. The kitchens, hidden from the public eye, were breeding grounds for bacteria and disease. The food, recycled and reused, was a ticking time bomb for unsuspecting customers. The apathy of the staff. Workers, disinterested and disengaged, went through the motions without a care for the consequences. Their indifference was a stark contrast to the vibrant, welcoming facade presented to the public. It was a facade that Lee was determined to tear down.
His footage, smuggled out of the country at great personal risk, painted a disturbing picture. A picture of a system that prioritized profit over people, that valued secrecy over safety. The blurry images, captured in haste and under duress, told a story that words alone could not convey. A picture the authorities would do anything to suppress. Security cameras, ever watchful, were both a tool and a threat. They recorded everything, but they also served as a reminder of the constant surveillance Lee was under. The authorities, aware of his actions, were closing in. Lee knew the price of his actions. He knew that exposing the truth came with a heavy cost. As he stared out of the window, the weight of his mission pressed down on him. The night was his ally, but it was also a reminder of the darkness he was fighting against. He booked a one-way ticket out of China, the night before his expose was due to break. The airport, bustling with activity, was a stark contrast to the quiet determination that fueled his every move. With a small suitcase in hand, he walked through the terminal, each step taking him closer to safety, but also further from the world he knew. The ticket counter was his final hurdle, a gateway to a new beginning. As he handed over his ticket, he knew that his journey was far from over. The midnight flight was just the beginning of a long and arduous path to justice.
Section 9. A question of taste. So, what are we to make of economic buffet? Is it merely a collection of dishes, or does it represent something far more significant? A triumph of social engineering? The buffet, after all, is a place where people from all walks of life come together, united by their desire for a good meal. It's a microcosm of society, where the rich and the poor, the young and the old, all stand side by side, plates in hand. Or a cynical exercise in crowd control. The buffet can also be seen as a way to manage the masses, to keep them content with just enough to satisfy their hunger, but not enough to truly nourish them. It's a delicate balance, one that requires careful planning and execution. The answer, like the food itself, is far from palatable. The dishes may look appealing at first glance, but upon closer inspection, they often reveal themselves to be lacking in substance and flavor. It's a metaphor for the promises made by those in power, promises that often fail to deliver. One thing is for sure though, the economic buffet is a reflection of our society's values and priorities. It's a place where quantity often trumps quality, where the appearance of abundance is more important than the reality of it. In a world hungry for cheap thrills and easy answers, economic buffet is a potent symbol. It represents our desire for instant gratification, for quick fixes to complex problems. It's a reminder that we often settle for what's easy and convenient, rather than what's truly satisfying and meaningful. A $2 gamble on the future of a nation. The price of admission may be low, but the stakes are incredibly high. It's a bet that could pay off in the short term, but what about the long term? What are the hidden costs of this seemingly affordable feast? Only time will tell if it's a bet China can afford to win. The outcome of this gamble will have far-reaching implications, not just for China, but for the entire world. It's a question of taste, yes, but also a question of strategy, of vision, and of the future we want to create.